Right. Right, all right, all right. We're gonna allow uh, a couple minutes here. Let us see if anybody else is getting on before we get down. Real briefly, say peace to everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in. See what we can hash out here. Well, we'll go ahead and get it in. Cats everywhere. That's the title. And I put return of Shekmet and I put question marks because I don't always want to come off like, I'm definitive. Uh, but there are some things that do make me wonder though. I uh, I gotta go on the internet and find it so I can save this. Uh, but there's a story going around right now in the Dallas Fort Worth area about this white lady, and actually the area is called North Richland Hills, and there's this big dispute going on in this neighborhood about this woman who keeps feeding all these cats, and all these stray cats keep hanging around her house. Peace Almighty. Thanks for tuning in. All these cats keep they're congregating in a house and on neighbors' fences and all through the neighborhood, and they've filed several complaints with the city, and obviously she knows somebody who's you know kind of high up in city government of North Richland Hills, so nothing has really happened. So they got Channel 11, CBS's. First of all, this whole thing of investigative reporting that TV is a joke, which we know that it's a joke. And they had these little clown anchor people get on there, and we're gonna dig to the bottom of this. Call us at this number if you've got a consumer complaint, and we'll get to the bottom of it. So, which is just a joke. But either way, I saw that and I said, there's something behind this. Now, the picture of the woman that they showed, you can tell she's had all types of Botox in the lips and other, I don't know what else, cosmetic things done to her face. But what's interesting is she reminds me of the caricature of the Catwoman. Like she's literally trying to take on a persona of the Catwoman. And we know who the original Catwoman is, Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt. And you need to go and get the movie Holes. I think that's one of her last movies, the movie Holes. A very, very deep, goofy, like children's movie, but it's heavy. And it is a timely movie because Eartha Kitt, of course, the original Catwoman. And when we talk about a cat, what's significant to me about the timing of this is that the cat is always said to have 9 lives. Now, when you look at the number 9, the number 9 is really 360 degrees, because the 9 is 360, 3 and 6 is 9. It's a circle. All right. So what I'm pondering here is this all lining up with all of the other things that we've been witnessing, and myself and other people have been pontificating about a cycle coming back around. Now, at my house, all of a sudden, we seem to be attracting cats. Now, it's funny. Now, you go back to some Bobby Hemmett videos where this is after he got with Linda. So this is post 2004. And he started talking about how these cats started coming around, and how cats can walk in and out of dimensions, which I believe they can. Now, it's funny, all of a sudden, we don't feed these cats nothing, but these cats have taken up a homestead around the outside of our house. And you can hear them out there, they'd be out there fighting and doing whatever, And something hit me yesterday. I got these cat statues at the house, and then all of a sudden I looked up at them. And it hit me like, wait a minute. I think this is a sign. This is a sign of the return of Shekmet. Now, what does Shekmet mean? Let's break down the symbolism of, Shekmet is the killer. She's the killer goddess. The killer side of the goddess, I think it's Basset, if I'm saying her name right. And they have to trick her by getting her drunk in one version of the mythology, because she's going on a rampage, killing all the men, and it's there's a river of blood from her fury. So that means she would line up with Kali. Okay? Now you start to see the correlation here. Damn, it's hot. She lines up with Kali. Now, anything dealing with some type of return of a divine feminine, it will correlate, and I'm just foreshadowing here. I'm not gonna go all in on this, but this is something I gotta sit down and really, I want to really do a real old school lecture on this. All these different truths that are coming out, that are all pointing back to one thing. But I'll say this: the goddess named Shekmet. Now, if we can make a correlation between Shekmet and Kali, and we know that Kali is where we get colander, and it's talking about the menstrual fluid, and take the name Shek. Shek means cut, division. So what would the original division be? The original division would be the vagina, but a vagina is an eye. Just think about it. Take an eye and turn it north and south instead of east and west. You got a vagina. Now, I wish I had a red light because I could show you with my hands. The vagina, another extension of the vagina is your hands. It is your hands. So you see in any religious practice, any organized religious practice, you see some activity that you're supposed to do with your hands. The Christian puts their hands together to pray. The Muslim puts their hands here and then down on their stomach. And some of them, you'll see the hands like this. Every organized religion has a specification for what the hands are supposed to do. Now, what do the hands do? The hands grasp things. Okay? A vagina does what? It grasps things. Now, what else in us grasp things? Our minds. So hold up. We just now connected three things on a symbolic level. We connected the sex organ, we connected the hands, we connected the mind. Now, also, you will see in mythology, you always see the concept of the hunter. So, even in a historical perspective, what goes along when we say hunter? When we talk about societies, we call them hunter-gatherer societies. If I gather something, that means I grasp it. If I grasp it, what I come back to? My hands. Something that can retain something, hold something. So now, if I'm talking about a hunter-gatherer, I'm talking about my mind. So if we talking about something that is coming back, we keep talking about this divine feminine, divine feminine. Now, it's being sullied by people who understand deep occult knowledge and are flipping the game. Let me tell you what the game is. 100 years almost to the T, we are having a brand new renewal of women's suffrage. Go back and do your homework. 1918. Go and look who's on the scene. Margaret Sanger and all these other proponents of so-called women's rights. Now, what is also going on at the time in 1918? You have mass lynchings. You have the rise of a new thing called Jim Crow. Now, Jim Crow had to be put into place to undo what was looking to be a disaster called Reconstruction. Reconstruction, we could say, was an experiment to see, well, what happens if you let the lab rats out of the lab? What will they do? So the lab rats got out there and started showing that they could organize and they could build things. So you then had to create something to force them back into the laboratory. Now, the whole women's suffrage movement was a part of the recourse to force a group of people back into a subservient situation. All right? That's on the mundane level. On a deeper level, though, it was the fact that the divine mother had to be separated from her son. The mother always, she'll kill the son. You'll find all through mythology the mother killed. What is you get any picture of Kali, what does she do? She got a man's head in her hand. But the same blood that he spills when she kills him is the same blood that will revive him. Because that blood is all, what does blood do in your body? It circulates. It circulates. You are dying and being reborn every day. Not even on no deep level. We're talking about just on a mundane, subconscious, physical level. Your body is dying and being restored every day. Cells in your skin, blood, everything is flushing and then regenerating. So the divine mother always restores her son. But people who understand real occultism will go and put a scenario in place to try to seed something in her mind to where the objective is to destroy the son for no other purpose but to destroy him. Now, So when we think about the real purpose of what is going on, the way that the great drama is really going to unfold, regardless, this divine feminine is coming back, and it is not about men versus women. It's not about men bowing down to women and saying, I ain't shit, let me lick your feet. And it's not about that. Your feminine aspect is your mind. I just broke it down to you. All language goes back to symbols. All language goes back to symbol. There is no debating that. There's no arguing that. You can go and get a million etymology books, but if you don't understand symbols, you're still just running around in circles. All language comes back to symbols. Because if you get etymology books, you'll find a million different answers to where a word originates. The only way to make sense of it is to understand the implied symbol that is hiding behind the scenes. There's always a symbol that can connect everything. I don't care how many scholars they have go to all these universities and talk in circles and circles. What happens is they talk in so many circles, they never come to a conclusion. It's always to be continued. Well, we're still digging. They have segments of anthropology that deal with language where there's never an answer. There's always this constant digging. That's bullshit. All of this stuff comes back to one thing. So this mind that grasp is talking about, see what my hands are doing? I just made a vagina. That's grasping. So these cats, this I'm reviewing. Sec as in segment, as in cut. If I cut something, I am breaking it down. When I'm able to take one of my specialties is I'm able to take things and dissect them so that I can make it simple. I take big complicated things and I dissect them. You hit a word, you hit a root, sec, cut, sex, cut. That's an action of the mind. Anything that grasps can also cut. So what is coming back is the divine mind. That's what's coming back. I think we're looking for something. The movies sometimes throw us off and make us think that we're not accomplishing anything because we watch Doctor Strange and it's like, I want to be able to take my finger and I want to make all the buildings start moving like an escalator and I want to walk across them, you know. And that then can make you think that, oh, well, we ain't hitting a lick at a stick. But here's the thing. It is literally going on in our minds. We are affecting change with our minds. And this is especially for those of you who are getting into this higher knowledge of yourself. The first thing you want to know is, what can I do? I got to do something. I got to, I'm ready to growl. I'm tired of all this talking. Let's do something. So go back and reconsult. Let's just take something you're probably very familiar with, the Bible. In the beginning was chaos. I done broke all this stuff down already. Well, let's revisit. In the beginning was chaos. Chaos is the origin of the word gums. Now, if you want to talk about another feminine aspect, it is your mouth. Your mouth receives, but your mouth can also be masculine because it giveth and it taketh. Okay, so the feminine aspect of your mouth is the acceptance of food. In Ezekiel, it said, "Eat the word." And Ezekiel said the word tastes like honey. But you have something else to do after you eat the word. You then have to speak the word. That's the masculine aspect. But in the mouth, you have what? You have the gums. And the word gum comes from chaos. Now, in the book of John, it says, "In the beginning was the word." So now we use our common sense. If chaos was in the beginning and word was in the beginning, then what is going, and the cat has 9 lives and 9 represents 360 degrees, what is going to circle us back around? What is going to be the ultimate revolution? It is going to be the word. The word. And the word first came from a motherfucking thought. And a thought is what? Your imagination. You might be looking for something tangible, which you are going to be able to do more tangible things to have this smooth Cadillac ride. But the ultimate world that you're going to build is going to be in your imagination. And we're going to walk through a doorway. We're going to slide through a doorway in the twinkling of an eye. That's how it's going to be. Why is it that you think technology is really so prominent, especially technology that involves your thumbs? See, you got a roadmap of answers on your body. Just look at your body. What does your thumb look like? Why does a child suck on his thumb? Because the thumb is not like any other phalange on your hand. These are phalanges, your fingers. Okay? Your original Kabbalah is based on this. 4 on this side, 4 on the other. Your original Kabbalah is 8 Sephiroth. Okay? That's your original Kabbalah. In ancient times, they didn't count the thumb as part of the normal phalanges on the hand. They just counted 4 on one side, 4 on another. That's 8. And you look, and you know Sephiroth is cipher, that's circles. And that's where we get our 8 Sabbats from. Sabbats, 8 times of the year where this veil thins, okay? The thumb was not counted. Why? Because the thumb is holy. Because the thumb is reminiscent of the nipples on your mother's breast. That's why the child sucks on the thumb. So then you add the thumbs in and you've got 10, and there go your tithes. Bring ye the tithes and offerings to the storehouse, because the phalanges or the fingers to the hands. And we just said the hands do what? The hands grasp. All comes down to what can you grasp. If you can get it, that's all really it's going to come down to. Your ability to get it, to grasp it with your hands. Now, I started out, I said, what is so significant about the thumbs as it relates to technology, especially smartphones and video game controllers? Most of these things are really come down to your ability to use your thumbs. Now I'm gonna give you something here so that I know if I hear it somewhere else, I know it don't matter. Bite my shit, it don't matter. But you ain't gonna get this nowhere else. Listen to this shit right here. This is some heavy shit, if I say so myself. The whole concept of technology and using your smartphone and your controller with your thumb, it is because it's an understanding that your thumb has divine properties to it. If your thumb is a uh damn, what's the word I'm trying to think of? If your thumb is a replica of the nipples on the breast attached to your hand, then that means it resonates with that aspect of your mind that is supposed to come back online to kick ass. Peace, fam. Got another texting on here. That's what's up. Um, Everything on your body is a roadmap. So the attempt is to lock in what they call these star children, these indigos, these rainbow children, and so forth, is to lock them into a virtual or what they call altered reality through their thumbs. Now, what is so powerful about these children? There is no technology that will be able to offset what they have come to do. These children will go through the technology and they will transcend it and they will turn it into a weapon. They're going to figure out a way to activate something in the technology, and it's going to become like some damn laser that will be controlled by their pineal gland. There is nothing that can stop destiny but the ones who are destined. And even the ones who are destined to fulfill the destiny, there ain't nothing they can ultimately do, but I mean just slow it up. But you gon' become God. You're gonna realize your godhood one motherfucking way or another. And I say that to myself too. You're gonna become God. It ain't no such thing as, it's funny, I hear some of these different people and they say things. I'm always tickled when I hear people make comments as though they have something because they know something, and if these other people don't get on track with what they're saying, that they're gonna suffer, and to me, that is no different from any other religious doctrine. The audacity of you to think that you're going to be privileged and everyone else is going to suffer because they ain't down with whatever program. What bullshit. It's almost as asinine as these people who go around and think that they can save the planet. Who the fuck do you think you are that you can save a planet? Do you think that you actually could destroy a planet? Planets destroy people. Planets destroy civilizations. Motherfuckers don't destroy no planet, and you damn sure can't fix it. On the same token, same lines, you are not gonna go and be able to have some privilege, and everybody else who don't line up with you is not. This is how it's gonna go down. If you are privy to certain information and understanding, then your job is to shine your light. And then it's like them June bugs. In summertime, if you sitting in your living room and say you got a little sliding door and you got the light on in your living room, them June bugs gonna run and fly into that door and kill themselves over and over. They're not worried about the consequences. They're just trying to get to the light. That's all they're concerned with. I'm just trying to get to that light. Our job is just to shine the light. And it don't have to be, you know, uh, going around telling people about you still worshiping a white Jesus and you all up in the church and you doing that. That is such a cop out because you got so much more work that you need to do on your own just to illuminate yourself. You don't really have the time to sit and tell people how they're not on your level or they need to this shit about I keep trying to tell y'all and this and that and y'all need to that is bullshit. Onto a hill of beans. You know, you have to separate what is uncooked knowledge from cooked knowledge. Unseasoned wisdom from true wisdom. You know, truth just all it got to do is speak. You know, that's all it's got to do. And that's really what we need to be. Yeah, I just said it myself. That's what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on finding my truth regardless of how it comes out, how it looks, how it might not line up with what I thought. You know what I'm saying? How it might not fit in with no particular group. That is what it's supposed to be. I'm a hunter. I'm a goddamn hunter and gatherer. I'm using my hands to work the land. That's what you're supposed to do. And the land is the earth. That is you. And your hands is your mind. You're supposed to be working your land, using your talents. The story, the parable of the man who buried his talents in the Bible. Great story that reminds you to use what you got. Stop talking about what you got and use it. And we fall short. We fall short at times, you know, where we become mad human, superhuman. I was superhuman yesterday. Just you know, just wasn't feeling nothing. Wasn't feeling it. But we are allowed to have human moments. You're allowed to have human moments. What you are not allowed to do is stay in your fucking human moments. You are not allowed to, once you know and have had a glimpse and been up on Mount Sinai and have removed your sandals and stood on holy ground, you are no longer allowed to be able to wallow in your humanity. You might step in some shit for a minute, but you know how to clean the shit off your shoes and go back to being fresh dressed like $1,000,000. You're not allowed to stay funky. And guess what? Talking to myself. Just as much as I'm broadcasting to whomever's listening. Because in the beginning was the Word. It was the Word. And in the end, it's going to be the motherfucking Word that will come out of the chaos and it will form the world to come. The world to come is, let me backtrack, not will form, the world to come is already there. What we are doing is we are slipping into it. That's what we're doing. We're speaking ourselves into existence in that world. Just go back and think about the Lord's Prayer that you learned growing up. Our Father, which art in heaven, my mind, that's my mind. Hallowed it be thy name. Hallowed still is the same as hollow. Hollow is talking about hallowed be thy name. Your name got buried down into this shit, this cavity called a body. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, as above, so below. Give us this day our daily bread, Spirit, and forgive us our trespasses. Forgive us for being human. See what I'm saying? And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Debts and debtors, forgive us for being dualistic. See? Our debt and debtors, that's two opposition. That's an opposition. That's duality. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Deliver us from our lower nature. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. What is the kingdom? In Kabbalah, Malkuth. In the Bible, it says the kingdom, seek ye first the kingdom, but the kingdom is within you. Kabbalah. Kingdom is right here. You are the kingdom. It's already here. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Ah. Hidden in here. Ah. In the beginning was the word. In the motherfucking end will be the word. We just had a blue blood moon. A new cycle just started. According to other occult groups, the next time this will happen will be in 2037, and a great shacking will occur. Okay, can Kali be a culling of a man? Explain culling. Marcus, if you're still on there, did you mean Colin? Laying low, soaking up knowledge from the universe. I heard that. Daniel, Ezekiel, that's right, Jedi. Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, Isaiah, Jedi. The last Jedi. Calling, meaning like John. Oh, a purge. Oh, the purge has been going on. Kali is what we're talking about is our own. I'm gonna borrow Neville Goddard's terminology. We're talking about our own wonderful imagination. Our own wonderful imagination is actually driving the vehicle, driving the ship. When I get a chance, matter of fact, I'm gonna get my Quran, or one of my Qurans, and I'm gonna show you something in a Surah Al-Kahf. Now, the Quran is hard to deal with because they speak in such direct, threatening language. You really have to excuse your mind from humanity to understand that shit. Otherwise, it's a book of threats. Didn't I tell you, motherfuckers, I made you? You're gonna go down to hell and burn, motherfucker. You know, you have to separate yourself. But the hell, fire, purge. Humanity has been, you know that old song, we didn't start the fire? You know, the fire's been burning since the world been turning. The purging has been going on since the moment the first soul fell down into humanity. That was the purging. It was the cleansing through going through the shit. What we're at now is we're coming out to the point where uh, the bacteria and the infection is just about being burnt up, and now we'll have the old commercial, the old marine commercials will come on where they'd take the sword and they'd be forming it uh, uh, in the blacksmith would be forming the sword, and they'd pull it out and it'd be this polished, beautiful, you know, uh, piece of weaponry. Well, that's where we're in those last stages, you know. Uh, and purge is comes from the same word as pure. To purge and purify is the same thing. I'm talking about fire. Let me go Bobby Hemming on y'all. Give me some questions. Oh man. Oh brother Bobby. Give me some questions and give me some comments. Give me one of them paper napkins. Y'all done? Nobody else going in? All right, well, guess y'all had enough. Well, it's always a pleasure to be able to get on and chop it up with the gods and goddesses and the demons and the warlocks. Let's see, we keep what we need and filter out what we don't need. All right, do what you got to do. Well, as always, let me tell you about this. I hope this is not too short a notice, but I'm going to be doing a class next week, next Friday, I think, the 9th. 72 Wise Words of God. I'll be posting that up on the website, mastersofthecosmos.com. By this weekend, you can go and sign up. This will be a video class, and we're gonna right on. Thank you. We're going to go further into exploring the symbolism of language. Symbolism is where it's at. That's the key to unlock the last doors. So y'all stay tuned for that. We got some new stuff coming on the website. I know I've been saying that, but it's in the works and it's working. So stay tuned. As always. Oh yeah, and if you are one of the Adept members, you pay monthly. Of course, the class is going to be free for you, but it will be open to everybody. Y'all stay down till you get up. When you get up, stay down. It's Brother Jamal signing off. Peace.